This is FYI on your TV, brought to you by Hometown News. I'm Kathy Botham. I have got Tom Graham here for the first time. I can't believe it. I've known you for so many years, and this is the first time you've been here on FYI.
Thanks, Kathy. It's great to be here.
We are going to talk about the North Grenville Sustainability Fair and electric vehicle show, too. This is the 15th year for this.
It is. We're looking forward to it. It's on May 5th, coming up in a few weeks, 10 till 3 at the North Grenville Municipal Center in Kemptville.
Excellent. So let's talk about the day, too. You've got a big area. You've got the rink and
the community suites, and they're filled with booths from local vendors selling sustainable services. There's food and music going on in that area, and a kids area. And we also have the arena where we have the electric vehicle show and a greening your home area as well, with different vendors talking about energy efficiency for your home.
And it's great that you have the kids area too, because this can give the families, the parents, a little bit more time to talk to people and meet people and learn what's going on during the day.
We make it a family-friendly event because there's people of all ages and stages, and they come, and the kids always find something to do in that area. There's crafts, there's button making. It's across from a bee vendor as well, a honey vendor, so there's bee demonstrations going on, and it's really been part of the event since the beginning, and it's quite helpful, as you say, for people to be able to kind of visit with their kids and leave their kids for a minute and circulate with see the rest of the vendors.
Absolutely. So let's talk about the day. It starts off being free.
It's free. That's something we've always done. It costs our group, Sustainable North Grenville, is a group of local concerned citizens. We formed about that time 15 years ago or so, and so through the vendor fees that they pay and through the electric vehicle vendors, that the fees that they pay, it offsets the costs so that we don't make any money as a group, but it basically covers our costs so that it's free to the public. That's the main thing, and there's lots of opportunities for people to come. We also call it a sustainability fair and market, because some of the vendors have stuff you can buy right there. So we would welcome visitors to plan to come, with it. We made a mistake one year, and we called it just a fair, and people say, well, I didn't know there was stuff I could buy, so they didn't come with wallets or money. So we said, no, there's stuff you can buy. You don't have to. It doesn't cost anything to get in, but you might meet somebody that you'd like to purchase some of their goods or services. And so that's sort of, again, what makes it unique and attractive to many people.
And the word sustainability, too, can mean so many things. I think, energy efficient, I think cost savings, I think environmentally friendly, that sort of thing. Is that?
It's very good that you've outlined that, and I'd love to say that everybody should understand the definition of sustainable or sustainability, but it's been used in so many different ways that I think people are now a little bit, they can easily put it out of their mind and they don't pay attention. But energy efficiency is really big. Resilient, we want to help make our community a resilient community. Climate change has become more and more of a topic, and people, not just from an energy efficiency and how are we going to mitigate climate change, what actions can we take to mitigate climate change in our communities and in our homes and our lives, but also how do we deal with that from a mental health standpoint as well? Mm-hmm.
There's so many different areas, different variables you can go from this, for sure. Now, the electrical vehicle part of the show, too, you're going to have people there that own them to be able to actually talk about them, too.
It's something that we've done since the beginning, where there are vendors there. 3 or 4 vendors we have, again, this year who will have new vehicles, but in concert with that, we also have a few people who've owned their own vehicles, and they usually bring them to just because they're proud of them and they like to answer questions from people, so you can sort of find out what it's really like to own a vehicle.
And this event is huge too. It's like you've got 2 parts of our North Grenville community complex too. You've got an arena, and then you've got the suites as well too. So how many vendors, booths have you got there on average?
Well, in the hall we can squeeze in about 50 vendors or so. This is a trick question, and our booth rental volunteer is going to correct me on this, but it's usually around 40 or 50 vendors in the hall, which is, we've laid out the flow so you can make your way around and not collide with a lot of other people. We're still recovering from COVID, so we're trying to be sensitive to packing too many people into the room. And then there's another dozen or more vendors in the arena, including the EV dealers and setup and the greening your home, heat pump vendors, energy efficiency vendors, energy audit companies that can help you with your greening your home side of things. So, 60, 70 booths. That doesn't include the musicians that we have that are on stage.
Yes.
Also, we have a food vendor who provides sort of a concession for people buying food pretty much all day long, and coffee and beverages like that. So it's a pretty action-packed event.
And it's we say Sunday, May 5th. It's from 10 to 3.
Yeah.
That time's going to go by really fast.
It does.
So yeah, it's nice that you're going to feed people.
Well, and again, the food, of course, that part
Yeah.
is not free, but
No.
you can purchase and there's some of the vendors that we have goods for sale as well that you can pick up in the food line as well. One of the things that we've done a few years ago, we also have the theater booked at the Municipal Center. And so we have 4 workshops in that time slot between 10 and 3, 4 or 5 workshops on different topics. I'm going to say that they're also related to electric vehicle workshops. If you're just finding out, there's greening your home workshop. There's a climate circle, people coming for the first time. We're going to have that run by some local people to help people talk about their mental health with regard to climate change. And so a number of these things are on in the theater every hour or so, starting shortly after 10 o'clock in the morning. The full list will be when you walk in the door at the arena. You'll see the full list of the workshops. So that's something that's been very successful. One of the workshops is on zero waste as well. So to look for ways to reduce waste in your home.
And that starts sometimes in the store too. We've had people here talking about how do you go shopping and not use plastics or that sort of thing too.
Well, Michelle Dunford is the person that's putting this workshop on, and she has successfully run really reduced waste in her home. And we had her present to our group before, not during the fair, and we've asked her to be part of the workshop this year, and she's agreed. So if people want to find out how to reduce waste in your home, and I think when you go shopping as well, you've got to come and hear that workshop, because it'll be very popular. It was really popular a few years ago when we put it on.
Absolutely. Now, you're a volunteer and one of the co-organizers. Have you been doing this for the 15 years that it's been?
Pretty much. I can give credit to a couple of other people, Polly Beach and Claire Weisflog, and Chris Turnbull actually got together in 2008 and put on this little fair that was actually at the courthouse in Kemptville. It was quite small.
Oh my, yes.
And it was a lovely day in April or May, and that was the beginning. That was the first fair. And they did it again the next year, and I think we moved over to Kemptville College, to the W.B. George building. And then a few of us were involved with them as friends and concerned residents, and we said, well, maybe we should organize a group. And there's maybe other events we can do as well. Bruce Enlow was running the Branch Restaurant
right,
at the time.
At the time, yeah.
And Chris Weisflog, Claire's husband, and his energy company. So a few of us just put our time and energy into this thing, and it sort of caught on and sort of mushroomed from there.
It certainly has. It's blossomed, that's for sure. That's for sure. So once again, it is on Sunday, May 5th. It's from 10 to 3, free event at our municipal complex in North Grenville. So come out and join us, and there's all sorts of things. You've got almost the whole, well, half the complex anyways, I would say, especially since you said you included the theater as well too.
Yep.
So you've pretty much got the whole complex
Yeah,
that day.
hope to see everybody there.
Absolutely. For more information, you do have a Facebook page.
We have a Facebook page, Sustainable North Grenville. We also have a website, sustainablenorthgrenville.ca. And on there's an email on the webpage. There is an email address on the webpage if you want to get in touch, if you want to volunteer, if you want more specific information. I don't know if there's any vendor spaces left, but the email's on the webpage, sustainablenorthgrenville.ca.
Right, and you can come out that day and meet everybody.
Yes.
That's right. Well, thank you very much for joining us, coming all the way from Kemptville today. Tom Graham from the Sustainable Fair and EV Show going on in Kemptville. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Kathy. My pleasure.